Hi, this is Maya Lingamanana. Good to meet you again in the book review. Today we are going to discuss about the book It Ends With Us, written by Collen Hoover. And this is the first time I'm reading her novel with a lot of hesitation and different sort of confusion. I was picking her book. I was seeing around her a few books of her the reviews. It just catched me, and I just thought of trying it for the first time. Yes, it was a good catch actually. Uh, as usual, this is we are just going to discuss the book review on my pattern, about the character, about the book, about the usage of the vocabularies, and how easy it is for the common man to read and understand and interpret, and what was the character usage, how frequently or how many different characters has been used, all such things, and the most favorite lines or the quotes that been used in this novel. Yes, we are just going to see and about my opinion, the personal opinion, and the reviews about the book. Uh, the first thing that attracted in this book is the cover. Yeah, it's so girlish look. I liked it actually, and to begin with, when I really wanted to start it, it's basically a fiction book. I could also say there is sort of romance in this, romance fiction, and the author is fantastic. Um, More than that, I could say fantabulous. Uh, well, maybe I couldn't say that it was just a novel. Maybe when I just started, after 100 or 150, I just thought that do I need to really continue this book? Because as usually you could see, I could not mark it as clingy or very cringy, but then I just wanted to finish it off because since I started it, I wanted to finish it off. There were few reasons when I just had the thought. It's because that it was too much. I just thought it could be a triangle love story, and then it was a different genre that it was going. It was abuse and everything. So I just thought it was too much on my head, and it was bothering me so much. Because I have the habit of visualizing it when I read. I just keep heroine, hero, and then the characters. I design myself. So when I just started to visualize it, it just started to get too much on my head. So I was wondering whether I need to continue with this book. But then later on, I just thought that yes, few people will be marking it as a clingy or cliche, but then I'm not going to mark it as that, because after 150 or 200, I just thought that the author must have been nearby to this character, or she should really know the character very closely. She That sort, because it's about her close observation, just like that. It was running in my mind, so I just started to pick it up, and then I started to read. If I would have stopped it, then I would have missed reading this book. I would have really missed a connection with this book. And when I just started to jot out the points about this book for the review, I wanted to classify it in a different way. Whether do I need to just go with the psychology of the person, or do I need to go with the abuse, physical abuse or emotional abuse, the family abuse, how the children had been affected, all such things. But apart from it, it was the it was all the blown away points, I could say. So this was the first impression about the book, but it's quite natural that that most of the women will really connect to this book once you start to read, or when you have heard of this experience, or like are when you are in the real time experiences, you could really connect to it. Yeah, by saying this, like, let me start to the to the review of the book. um, One of the favorite line is that there is no bad people as such. We are all just people who do bad things. Yeah, we are not bad people. Everyone are brought up in the same level, with the same mindset, with same much of environment and everything. But then the problems are different, and the knowledge of handling it is like different, and the reacting to it is like different. Yes, so this was one of the most catchy catchy lines when I recall about this book. And I think then and there I'll be like remembering it, and thanks to the author for this particular line. And character used in these books are Lily, Ryle, Atlas, and though Lily's father has not been played a major role in the book, but then he just stood apart. Lily's mom, Alisa, Elsa, Marshall, Riley, and Lucy. These were the characters, but then though they are not characters, but even the places literally played a part in this novel is that the Boston and Ellen show, right? The Boston, I will never forget it. Somewhere or other, Atlas is like living there. I remember that. I will remember it when I'm just going to listen about like Boston anywhere in my life. And to begin with the bitter truth, to bitter or the naked truth, I could say, because this story begins with this. It always begins with the game, whether it is the naked truth or however it is. The first meet of Atlas and I'm sorry, the first meet of Lily and Ryle. It just started with the naked truth game, and then it just follows the how they fall in love and everything. And but then you could see on the process, you could also feel that there is a naked truth being revealed in this book, not about not about Jenny, but there are like so many women who are under this position, in this particular position or in this particular situation. It's been like reflected, nakedly reflected, I could say. uh, and when I'm like talking about the Lily, I could relate to few of the things. I'm not very sure like how many of us like have the habit of writing diary or journaling. Yes, I do have the habit of writing the journal, and it was like quite a few years it was there. And you could relate to the person. It just started when I was like doing my childhood, maybe like in the pre-teens, and then I just like stopped it where Lily has stopped. Yes. So I have the habit of writing diary, and most of the occasions it will be to the god, like instead of Ellen, I'll be like writing it to my favorite god, or yeah, favorite god, and then I'll be like scolding and fighting, and it'll be like most of it'll be in a dialogue process where we don't have any close friends, but then we do consider this diary or the journal note or the book as your close friend. Yes, all such, your pains, your smiles, your joy, everything will be like put down in this. And yes, most of the times, like we do get caught through this journal. Yes, of course, it happens. That is the reality. And there'll be a security guard for me. That is my father, obviously. But in this, like, she doesn't have any security guard, but then she writes the journaling till like one phase that is like the most attractive, and which is like really connected to me. And the way she falls for the rail, and and how she was like what was the first concerned look towards Atlas, and what was the feel she had towards her mother when she's seeing all such things in front of her eyes, and how she had decided how she has to be in the future. Everything portrays about Lily and about her dreams after her completion of graduation. And the highlight part is that the how she reacted for her father's eulogy. That is the ultimate twist, I could say. The that one particular incident, you could say that Lily is such a bold and smart enough girl. Yes, that one incident is like done for everything. But then I always like feel that the smart girls are sometimes the biggest dumb, right, when they are choosing their partner. Yes, we do give so much of love, and we we um, we do expect so much of love, and we also expect that that person is a guardian angel who can come and open the palace, or the heaven to us, forgetting that the key of the heaven is in your hand. Yes, Lily was just the dumbest. Though she had love for Ryle and everything, she was the dumbest. And the other thing when I think about Lily is love for the Atlas, the first crush. No one can never forget the first love, the first crush, the first kiss, the first love letter, or the first proposal. The first. It's because that it's so innocent, and it just gives you the knowledge about yourself, who you are, and what is your feel, and what sort of person you are, and what is your like. It makes you to think about yourself so much. So Atlas, yeah, the Atlas is such one character for Lily. And again, the process of handling Atlas, that is the second incident. It shows about like Lily's bold attitude, and uh, her love and concern, and the care, uh, care for Atlas, or when she knows about the Atlas situation, or how she was trying to help out of her comfort zone. Everything it was like symbolized, everything it was like reflected in this novel, and you can relatively like picturize it. And when she was like narrating about her own passion, about her business and everything, yes, she was like very clear. But then there was also the numbers part in her, yeah. And coming to Ryle, um, yes, as all women, looking forward for the person like Ryle, who loves so much, and we also hate in a person that a Ryle should not be, right. We want, that is the sweetest part, right. If we all get attracted to the sweetness, but then we also see the equal amount of danger in it. That is what Ryle is like portrayed of. He could be a real husband, the mixture of good and bad things, and the extremist too. Atlas, yes, I could never dream about Atlas. Uh, the initial, the period, the particular period where Atlas and Lily are like meeting. I'm damn sure that now if Atlas is there, like he should be in heights of position. Yes, and the character towards Atlas is that like he was like trying to understand what is like happening, and it's because that even he had that understanding towards the maturity level, I could say, the maturity level of him understanding the situation of Lily's situation. And when she meets Lily for the first time after the long period, the way he is like reacting, and the way he is like concerned, and the phone number, the way he shared the phone number, and the way he says about his when Lily is like curious to know about what are you like doing, and about your family. He was like giving that update, and then the concern when Lily is like meeting him for the second time, and no matter what, uh, the person who loves the concern is always there, whether they are like near to you or far away from you, and that concern is like shown in Atlas character. It was like beautifully like carried on. And Lily's father, uh, yes, is gone, but then he marked the epic of it. And Lily's mother Jenny is the person who had undergone so much of shit in her life. And I don't know, like if I could be like able, but then I just like realized one thing. When a woman is like giving a chance to her husband, whether it's an emotional abuse or the physical abuse, we tend to give chance, the first chance, second and third. And after a while, we don't give a chance, we become a choice. We choose that situation to stay, or to stay in that particular and to suffer that pain. So it is not a chance, and we become a choice to choose that pain. So I think Jenny was one such person. I think she had chosen it, and for every decision they have their own reason. It could be valid or invalid, but then they have their own validity. They don't go for any validation. And I think most of the women in current period or current situation, like current scenario, when you just apply this emotional or physical abuse, they stay with their family, or they stay with their husband or with a wife who had given them the n amount of pressure or negativity, or being very toxic in that toxic relationship. It's because of the kids. It's because that they wanted to give one more chance. No, the person who are abusing it, whether it could be physical or emotional abuse, they have their own reason for it. Say like, I have the past trauma, I'm like reacting to it, I've been like hurted very much, I've been like so like lots of work I have done, so I'm like behaving it. So, and we also tend to accept it, right? So Jenny was one such character, I think. And Elsa, right? So it is Riley's sister, beautifully like carried on. I wish we could also have a sister come friend, sister-in-law come friend like that. Yes, Marshall, her husband, Riley, and Lucy. Lucy was a roommate. These were the character that was like used in this, and the author had smartly used Lucy as one of the employee to cut short the character zone to. It is like beautifully like narrated and used of the characters to not much characters, and these characters, though it is like 5 to 6, it is like you can remember Marshall. Who is Marshall? It was not just used for the sake of using Marshall. Elsa was there. Elsa, like again, it was like very very greatly they have connected. She became an employee, but also Ryle's sister. This is how like she got connected to it, rather like connecting in a different thought and lengthening it. Yes. And Boston, again I say that, though it's the Boston was playing a very good character, very good game show in this novel. Boston, I will never forget it, and if you were a person, like I would definitely come and meet you. So this is about the characters. So the story goes that, if you think that it is going to be the triangle love story, no, it is definitely not. It also like plays a bit of family, and also the first love, the current scenario, she got married, and how everything is like going about, and how she faces the scenario, how many chances like she gives to the situation. And like when you take a decision to come out of any sort of like a relationship, you just can't take it in a minute. You give chances to them. It's not like 1 or 2 chances, you give like more chances. But here, when Lily was taking the in front of her eyes, she always thought that she shouldn't be another Jenny. That's it. She decided that. She was very clear in that. But then when she stepped into her family relation, like family commitment and everything, she just gave a chance. Where everyone, we just think that, and but then we just give a chance. And I'm not sure like how many of us like give a decision to that. But then Lily, as a strong person, again I could say, she had decided, she had taken a decision. But that again comes as a twist, you know. I could, if I just felt that I would have hugged Lily if I'm in front of her for that moment, you know, the pain versus the joy. The twist when she had decided, um, uh, the twist that she decided at the moment, the right moment when she was, when how to say that, like it was the right time that she had given the pain and the joy to Ryle. When she just announced her decision, it was the right, yes. I was like actually like thrown back when I was like reading the journal about the atlas. Honestly, I'm saying I was in the library, but then I was like laughing. I couldn't close my mouth actually. I was like keep on like laughing when I was like reading about Jenny. I was like, I wasn't sure that what am I going to do. Why is she doing like this? Why she has to be like this? And when Lily was like going through the same thing, I was like, come on, have you, are you seeing it, are you feeling it like that? But when that same verdict was like taken, I was like amazed. That was the twist and the smart point that, I don't know, it had been like happened rightly like that, or that was the author's brainy moment had played there. Um, so this is about the book and how what is finally is like happening coming out of this. After final reading, I just came to know at the last page that it is the life lesson. It was not an imaginary story, but then it is a life lesson of the author. That is the twist that I had. Really, this particular novel, uh, when I just thought it is going to be the triangular story or that past, and the past is going to be the villain or something like that. It had so many twists. It had so many twists. Even at the last time when Lily is taking that decision about her relationship, it had a twist. When she's meeting Atlas, again it had a twist, and in the last page again it had a twist. I was absolutely like enjoying it, and when I was like like reading the last page of the novel, I felt that, oh come on, I have I have like assumed it right, that it had happened near, it's like nearby uh, to the near person or dear person to the author, or it should have happened to the author. But it's the life lesson of the author. um, I had no words actually. Actually, I just finished this novel like few days before, but then it was like too much on my head to get digested, and to process all of those and to put it in a point, because it was like overwhelming. As few of us like say that this is like very cliche topic or very clingy to talk about it, because like everywhere we talk about like abuse and abuse, it's been for years together, but no one had the proper reason or the proper way out how to handle it. We didn't have any proper guidance towards it. How many times we die to the same person. That person is not a bad person, but that person is a good person, but the situation is bad. uh, so you can't blame the person, you can't blame yourself, but then you doesn't know how to handle the situation. So this book is one such, and it was very well written, and the most attractive lines when I talk about this novel is not the big sentence, but then it's like the naked truth. I like you, but I can't die for you. And keep swimming. 15 seconds to change the thought of a person. Absolutely right. You are a heaven. And why someone can't cry for me? I'm too tired. Oh my god, like yes. Why someone is, do I need to hire a person, or don't I have a person to cry for me? I'm like too tired of crying. That is like, come on, you just like racked it. So this is about the complete novel of it. I think than the first review, this one it's been like detailed about. I just don't want to bring the story uh, to the review. I just don't want to bring the entire story part, but then I just like got those lines of it, those daughter lines for it, because to understand where it has to be like plotted when you read the story, I don't want to break that suspense, or you can just connect it, but then you cannot plot it. Oh, okay, this is going to happen. That twist, I don't want to reveal it out, but then I just kept the dotted line where it goes about. So I think time for my review is that like the personal choice is this. People who don't feel, no, I'm not ready for the clingy topic or about this abuse, this cliche topic. No, this book is not for you. But then um, if you want to read about the little bit of romance, little bit of abuse, and you are a very strong person to handle all those, or if you have seen, if you want to really connect, yes, this book is really apt. And I say, as I said, it has a mixed of everything: the twist, the romance, the smile, the more smile is because of Atlas, the smiles, and then the cry, the pain, everything. It's just a pack of it, and out of everything, because when you read the book, you should not come to your conclusion with a 100th page or 50th page. But this book had so much of twist. I liked it personally. I liked it, and if I get a chance, in a very well mood, not in the right mood, because it already took long time for me to process it. So I will definitely recommend it to others, and I will also read it again for the next time. So I just mark this book as like 4.5. Yes, I want to really like go with this author for the next time too, but next time I'm just like giving a break for all this romance and this sort of topics. So the next book I'm going to talk I have just taken is about the guest list to Lucy Foley. So that is my next book, and maybe it might be like taking a week. I'm not reading it tomorrow or today. I'm just like, I have just taken this book, so I'll be like starting it by next week. So maybe after a week, just give me a week time so that we'll just catch up with the guest list. And it ends with Us. It's a very good book, and I recommend it to the friends who wanted to read it. Yes, personally, this is my recommendation. Yeah, catch up in the next book review. Thank you and take care. Maya Lingamanana.